I started Pokemon card collecting. These are fundamentals and things that I think about every single day when I am still collecting Pokemon cards. These really helped me out as I went on collecting throughout the years through making a lot of different mistakes, and I'm hoping that this will really serve you guys years down the line as you guys are becoming expert collectors yourself. So let's jump right into these lessons. The first thing that I wish I knew about when I started Pokemon card collecting was to really narrow down my scope. When you're a brand new Pokemon card collector, you tend to want to collect everything because you really have nothing to start with. So you really want to just start grabbing pieces, buying cards, buying products, so you can accumulate a Pokemon card collection. And as my girlfriend really always says, it's not really about the size of your collection that matters. So what I mean is to really narrow down your scope, you can become an expert at one single card. And if you have just one Pokemon card inside of your collection, you are already a Pokemon card collector. Don't feel like you need to have thousands of Pokemon cards, lots of different Pokemon card products to be a really solid Pokemon card collector. So really narrow down your scope, become an expert in one particular card to really start with. Know who the artist is, know what year it was printed, know how many graded copies of that card there are, whether that is something modern like say Gentleman Pikachu, or it could be something vintage like Skyridge Eevee. If you have a card that you enjoy, then know every single thing about that card, and this will really serve you well down the line. What this means is that you become an expert with that card. And when you're scrolling through eBay listings, when you're looking at prices, and there is a good deal on that card, you can scoop it up right away without even a second thought, because you already know what that card is worth at every single grade level, at every single dent and scratch on that card, and you know how rare and unique it is. So that is really important. Don't feel like you need to be a Pokemon card collector that has a large and vast collection. If you're new to the hobby, really hone down your scope and become an expert in that one special area. The second big thing that I wish I knew about when I started Pokemon card collecting is always, and I mean always, have sleeves and top loaders at the ready. What usually happens is people buy Pokemon card booster packs or Pokemon card in general before they have any sleeves or top loaders ready. And what pretty much happens is now your rare Pokemon cards are out in the open. You have no protection for these cards. I think the most egregious example is back in 2020 when Collectible Guru opened up a first edition base set booster pack in front of a very large live audience. And the guy didn't have any sleeves ready. He was putting first edition base set Pokemon cards inside of just straight up top loaders. And if you've ever held a top loader, you know that those aren't really meant to hold cards without the sleeves. The sleeves are really there to protect the cards from the top loaders, because the top loaders will actually scratch the cards. The top loader is really meant to prevent the card from bending. The sleeves will protect the cards from the scratches. So you need both sleeves and top loaders. They're very, very affordable, and they will save you hundreds of dollars down the line in just damaging your cards, really giving you nice protection for your valuable Pokemon cards. Because I have so many cards in my collection that were at one point only worth $2 or $3, and I really didn't top load those cards, and now they're worth $50 to $100, and I just wish I had top loaded them back in those days. And I always have sleeves and top loaders at the ready now, so I will have a link down in the description if you would like to at least know what the current top loaders and card sleeves prices are and what these products really look like, so you can add them to your collection and always have sleeves and top loaders at the ready. The third big lesson that I wish I knew about when I started Pokemon card collecting is that you got to hustle. And what that means is this is a community, and Pokemon card collecting is extremely welcoming. Don't feel like you have to be a silo. Things are very different nowadays. The Pokemon community is very welcoming. Join Facebook group, check out the subreddit, join Discord groups. There are so many different areas of the hobby that you really should be involved in. Make the connection, build those friendships, build those relationships so that you have other Pokemon card collectors that you can trade with, that you can enthuse about, and it really builds up your reputation in the community. You are able to collect so many more rare cards when you know the right people. And there are so many Pokemon card collectors out there that are more than willing to share their collection and trade cards with you, even if you are a brand new Pokemon card collector. Make some calls to your local game store. See what kind of groups they have around. Join some Instagram groups. There's so many different ways that you can be a part of the community. Don't feel like you're just off on an island by yourself. There is such a wide variety of number of different ways to be involved inside the hobby that there's just no reason to be by yourself. You will have such a more vast and entertaining time when you join in on the conversation that is at large. The fourth big lesson that I wish I knew about when I started Pokemon card collecting was to go Japanese. And this is something that I realized with a lot of new collectors is that they really focus in on their native language, whether that's German, French, English, or whatever else. And they don't realize that there is a vast ocean of Pokemon cards available once you're willing to go outside of your language, especially with Japanese cards, which are quite honestly some of the most breathtaking Pokemon cards in the hobby. The Japanese audience really has a lot of unique promo cards that the other languages just aren't privy to. And honestly, sealed Japanese products are still one of the most hidden secrets inside of the hobby. Most people don't realize, but sealed Japanese products perform rather extraordinary when compared to other sealed products like, say, English. For example, we have XY Evolution's booster boxes in English, and everyone knows how astounding those are. An XY Evolution booster box right now goes for right around $1,000, but in Japan they have the CP6 booster box, which is the Japanese equivalent of XY Evolution. A CP6 booster box will currently be going for right around $2,000 to $3,000, and that is significantly higher than XY Evolution. And a big reason for this is that the Japanese products tend to have much more conservative print runs. For example, another example, we have Shining Fates. Shining Fates, I am very confident I will still be able to purchase sealed products in the next 2 years. There will be more Shining Fates products printed, I can guarantee it. But the Japanese Shiny Star V product, I don't know how much more of those are going to be readily available. And I actually think by next year, you're gonna see the market for Shiny Star V, which is the Shining Fates equivalent, really dwindle down. So that's why I actually recommend people, if you're looking to buy some sealed products, try out the Japanese products, because as an unspoken part of the hobby, they can perform significantly better and they are much more desirable and unique compared to some of the other English type products. The big lesson that I wish I knew about when I started Pokemon card collecting is to always buy what you like. And this is really important to me because of course I have an audience myself and I am privy to my own opinion. There are plenty of cards that I say I really enjoy and I think they are rockstar cards, and there are cards out there that I say I don't feel like there's potential in these cards and I don't enjoy them. And I am completely okay with that. If you disagree with my opinion, that is totally cool as well. Feel free to collect Pokemon cards that I disagree with. That's what's cool about this hobby, is that you can collect what you enjoy. When I started Pokemon card collecting, I really feel like I needed to do it optimally. So what I would do is I might purchase cards that I don't know if Hey, what's poppin' everyone? Jake here, and I wanted to share with you how I sort over my Pokemon card collection. This is around, I don't want to say 6,000, it's probably over 5,000. 5,000 Pokemon cards that are mainly unsorted, and I'm trying to go over them to figure out what cards I want to keep, pick out the best cards. So this is my method. It's really cheap. I'm very frugal, so I don't try to go for an expensive way of sorting through these cards. Mainly what I use are some penny sleeves, plastic card protector in case I find any really rare cards or expensive cards. If you watch my pack openings, I usually pick out the best cards, the GX, the EX ultra rare cards, and I keep those in my personal collection right away, protected in a binder. But for a lot of the other cards, I just have lying around that I just don't have the time to sort over. So now it's a great chance to just go over all of them and see if we can find some gems and figure out how we want to sort through these. One of the methods that I use is if I find anything good, I'll use the penny sleeves, throw in a top loader, especially if there's a holographic rare lying somewhere in here. The holographic rare cards tend to curl over time if you don't keep them in a nice seal protected flat protector like that. And the two cards that I definitely want to keep, I put inside of Elite Trainer boxes, cardboard boxes right here. You can find these pretty much anywhere that sells Pokemon, but you don't need them. Honestly, like even the USPS or Walmart, you can find plenty of cardboard boxes. Any kind of container you want to use, that's totally fine. I have two right here because I'm mainly trying to find two different kind of cards. The one on the left is all the rare cards, and the one on the right is holographic cards, holographic reverse cards specifically. A lot of people tend to want to sleeve these up because you only get one of these per pack, and most people don't open that many booster packs. But I'm not most people. I probably have around 2,000 holographic reverse cards in my collection. That means I've opened over 2,000 Pokemon packs. So to me, the holographic reverse cards, while I do want to keep them, it's just impossible for me to keep 2,000 sleeve cards in that format. So that's why I just sort of at least sort through them and find them. All right, I'm gonna grab a pile of cards right off the top and just sorting through them. Energy cards are pretty much trash. I would not keep them, but there you go, a rare card, so we're gonna keep that one. How you can tell the rarity if you haven't seen my video is that it's a diamond, it means it's uncommon. Energies are, of course, has no rarity. Another diamond, so another uncommon. Commons have a dot, and rares have a star. So currently, the only card that I'm really looking for are rare cards, and boy, that's a lot of energies. Oh, there you go, a Alolan Sandslash rare card. We want to keep it, add it to my collection, so let's put it to the side. Toss out all the energies, uncommons and commons I just put in the same pile because I'll be honest, the uncommons aren't usually worth any more than the an Alolan Ninetales rare. Nice. And another Alolan Ninetales holographic with a second Alolan Ninetales holographic rare on the back. These two cards are cards that we definitely want to keep, so I'm gonna have to sleeve these up and put them inside of a top loader like so. Holographic cards, especially the ones where it's only holographic in the center and not the whole entire card, tend to really curl. And the reason they curl is because the holographic pattern is just within this central square and it's not throughout the whole entire card. So this little area likes to force the whole entire card to bend over time. Like if you look at that card, you can already see it's starting to curve. So if I want to protect it, I'm gonna have to put it inside of a top loader to prevent it from curling any further. Get in there, yeah. Nice. And then we just keep on going. Alolan Sandshrew, common. Kingdra, rare, definitely want to keep. Toss the energies, and we just keep on going. That's a Seadra, uncommon, don't want it. Don't care for it. This is way more energies than I would like to see. Energy cards are, they're really worth like a penny per, so they're not really worth keeping. Commons and uncommons are worth about 5 cents per, so that's not too bad. 5 cents per card can add up pretty fast when you're talking about 4,000 plus cards. Most of the rares are worth a little bit more and they're kind of obscure. Some rares can be worth a lot while some might be worth a lot less, so it's a little bit tricky on what you want to keep. This is just my method of doing it. You don't have to follow this method, but hey, it works for me. Might work for you. I might give you a different idea on how you'd like to do it. We got some reverse holographic here. You get a reverse holographic in every single pack, and I was surprised because I remember back in the day I always kept all of them very well protected, but over time I just kept on getting more and more reverse holographic cards that it became really pretty much impossible for me to protect all of them. Over 2,000 reverse holographic cards is what I have in my collection. Slow King Rare, gonna keep that one. Weavile holographic reverse, gonna keep that one. And I don't really expect to see any EX or GX cards in here. If I did, then that's probably an error on my side, because I already opened through these and like picked out the best. But you really should at least keep the rares and reverse holographics. The uncommon the uncommons and the commons are pretty much considered bulk, and they're sold at 5 cents to 15 cents at most card shops. So most people don't really care too much for them. Oh, there's an Eevee, really cool. Common, nice card. The reason why most people don't keep them is just they're so abundant. And my card collection is getting pretty large as is, and I definitely want to increase it even more. So for me to increase my card collection, I really have to figure out what I want to keep stored, protected, and what I don't really care too much for. Is you don't want to hoard. I'm not trying to hoard every single Pokemon card. So this first pile, pretty good pile. Alright, so we got ourselves a stack of uncommons and commons. These cards are cards that we're just going to keep stored away, probably all together, but not going to actually keep them in any weird collection or anything like that. Then I got the stack of energies. These ones I usually donate to my local card shop, because there's always a card shop looking for energies. Card shops use energies all the time for actual tournaments, so at least they'll get some use out of them. The rares, of course, all these rares I'm actually going to keep inside of my collection, so I will put them inside of the rare box. Holographic reverse, got quite a few of them in that first pile. Going to put them in the holographic reverse box. Then I grab another pile right off the top, and let's see what we have here. Thunderous, uncommon, not caring for it. Some of the trainer cards can be a pretty penny. Dragonite rare, so we're gonna absolutely keep that one. Toss the energies. Toss the, we don't really toss the uncommon. Oh, look at that. There's a Cynthia in the pile. Cynthia used to be a really expensive card worth a couple of dollars. Nowadays, I'm not sure how much Cynthia is worth, but since I know that Cynthia is such a competitively viable card, I'm just going to keep it on the side just in case it's worth something. Pokemon Communication. Lily used to be worth $1 or $2 too. Some of the supporter cards might be worth something, like Switch. Switch used to be pretty good. Tate and Liza, how? But with competitive play, a lot of these cards rotate out of standards, and once they rotate out, no one cares about them anymore, and they become pretty worthless. I guess I shouldn't say worthless. They're still worth something, but not nearly as much as I'd like to, you know, really invest in protecting these cards. Uncommon, uncommon, uncommon. Common, common. Ooh, there we go. Aegislash rare. Gonna have to keep that one. Put it in the keep pile. I can sort through a large pile pretty fast. It's pretty relaxing too. What? There we go. That's something pretty cool. Shattered holographic Raichu. Number 49 out of 162 from 2015. Alright, very cool card. This one is a holographic rare, so we're absolutely gonna have to sleeve it up and put it into a top loader. The plastic sleeves, just like the outer one, that's pretty cheap. You can find those. They're literally called penny sleeves because they're only worth a penny. But the top loaders are a little bit more expensive, but that's okay. I like to have a nice little stack of these flying around as well. These are cards that I could consider sending out for grading if I think they're pretty much undamaged or something like that. Continue sorting through the pile, seeing if we get anything really cool. There's another rare card, Explode. Rainbow Energy, uncommon, holographic reverse, gonna have to keep that one. And then let's sort through these really fast. I don't really look too much at the card, I just look at the bottom border, see if I can find the icon to see what kind of rarity it is. Some people collect very specific cards, like they only collect Meows, or some people only collect Eevees and Charizards and whatnot, or some people love water Pokemon, stuff like that. So it really depends on your style of collecting and how you want to sort it out. Some people also sort by sets. For me, I open so many packs from so many different sets that it becomes pretty quickly impossible to put everything into a nice set. I do keep a binder collection of every set, so I have a copy of every single card in that set in that card form, so that I can have it if I ever want to look back at it and do a comparison to see, like, hey, is this new card I have real? Because I'll be honest, there's a lot of fake cards out there nowadays. You can buy like a fake booster box from China for like 30 bucks on eBay, and